The nation's population is aging, and the prison population is no exception.
Yeah, tougher sentencing laws, longer lifespans mean many inmates are spending their golden years locked up for life.
The I-Team's Mark Sayre is here to introduce us to some of Nevada's oldest inmates with a first-hand look at their life behind bars.
Dave and Paula, in all, there are more than 420 inmates over the age of 60 that are locked up around the state. And now prison officials have started the program for older inmates that they believe is the only one of its kind in the entire nation. The inmates themselves named it True Grit.
God bless America.
The music you hear coming from deep inside the Northern Nevada Correctional Center here in Carson City is the weekly meeting of the chorus. But these men did not audition to get into this select group. What they did was commit serious crimes.
God bless America.
Well, I still had the gun.
At 89, Fred Huston is the oldest inmate here.
Right in this eye, a bullet went into her brain and killed her.
When he was 81, Huston killed his wife inside the trailer where they lived in Sandy Valley, just southwest of Las Vegas. Huston says he will never forget the sentencing judge.
He leaned over, looked at me, and he said, "You'll die in prison."
Now, Huston spends his days in a wheelchair amidst medication bottles.
I think I'm getting Alzheimer's, by the way. And I don't remember words, places, and things that happened to me like I used to.
This might look like an ordinary dorm setting inside of a medium security prison, but all of the inmates here are elderly, and many of them have special medical needs.
We're operating a nursing home.
Mary Harrison is the director of True Grit.
You know what group of individuals on the yard were difficult. But
the program was created with a recognition that older inmates have special needs and can face serious trouble in the general prison population.
What I've heard is that the men have been, I don't want to say compromised, but they've had to pay rent. They become extorted. They have to pay to have someone push them in a wheelchair.
So the True Grit program is designed to keep the seniors busy.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. My name is Dan, and I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Like Father Dan Lediard's support group for drug and alcohol addiction,
This is your birthday, so drink.
Father Dan says he can tell prison is changing these men.
I see more demonstration of love and compassion in prison that I see on the outside world.
There's my buddy.
Volunteers bring dogs to the prison to give the inmates some four-legged companionship.
I've been crocheting for about 10 years.
And the inmates themselves focus on their own hobbies.
These are the type of crochet projects that you can follow along.
Carl Olsen previously spent 8 years at the state's maximum security prison in Ely.
So you might get 1 hour out of your cell in 24.
Now it's the little things that make a difference.
Well, they certainly have a lot more yarn I can crochet with.
I'm 80 years old.
Ralph Gordon moves around the prison in his wheelchair.
And God's enemy didn't like that.
The former minister and home nurse is here on a charge from Reno.
And I had an alleged sexual thing against me.
It was just 5 months ago when he was sentenced, fearing the worst.
I thought I'd be among the hard ones, the punk kids, you know, and I thought, well, you know, what's going to happen to me in this kind of an environment?
Only later to discover fellow inmates his own age.
They've taken really good care of me.
And most are nowhere close to the tough guys they once were. Prison officials say the True Grit program does not cost taxpayers any extra money. All of the inmates, of course, are already wards of the state. Even the program director has another primary job. And Dave and Paula, only inmates with good records are allowed to apply for this program. You actually have to apply. There are about 65 or 70 in the program. One mistake, though, and they're sent back where they came from. And, you know, we've got some pretty tough prisons in this state, like in Ely. And once they get there to Carson City, they're pretty happy to be there, from what we can tell.
That's right. Something you never think of.
You don't.
Remarkable.
Thank you,
Mark.